All right, what's going on? So it's been a while since I uploaded a video, and the last thing I uploaded was the track day, the first track day in this car. I haven't even updated all of the parts that have gone on even before that. There's so much stuff that I recorded that I just haven't gone through, and it really sucks. But I decided to make this video really quick today because I just need to give an update on what's been going on, and I'm going to try and get back on top of everything, and I'm going to release everything that I've recorded. It might be more of a discussion kind of a video because I've been having some problems with the titanium exhaust from Paragon Performance. Now, thankfully, they've been very helpful in trying to resolve these problems, giving me options and ideas on how I might be able to handle what's been going on. But I want to save the details of that for another video because I really think that can be its own video on just the titanium exhaust itself and the problems that I've been having with it. But long story short, the titanium exhaust, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. I post everything on there like daily. So that's the best place to find out what's going on with the car. But the titanium exhaust has a 5-piece design, and the clamps on the exhaust are not able to hold the exhaust in place. The hangers on the exhaust, there's only hangers in the rear, the very rear part of the car. It doesn't hold it in place from moving forward or backwards. I mean, it'll help a little bit going backwards because it can only go backwards so far. But it'll go straight forwards. If you brake really hard, which I noticed on the track day, and honestly, even in the canyons, if you're ripping the car around and you stop really hard, the clamps are not able to hold the rotational torque or tension that's going on back there when you stop really hard, and there's all this weight like pushing the exhaust forward. So anyway, it's confusing and complicated, so I'm just going to save that for another video, figure out how to best explain what's been going on, because we've been going back and forth like trying to figure out, and even people that have helped me, SC Motorsports helped me really get this thing I mean, it's practically like welded on back there, but it's not, but they really helped me get that thing to stop moving. And we even still recently had another situation with it still moving. Anyway, yeah, I literally could talk about this for like 10 minutes. So I'm going to save this for another video, all the problems that I've had with it. And if you have this exhaust or you're planning on getting this exhaust, I'm going to give you some solutions on how to hopefully not have to deal with everything that I've been going through. But anyway, for today, I want to go over everything that I've put on the car since before the last video even. So obviously the titanium exhaust is one of the major things. We also have 20 millimeter wheel spacers from Paragon Performance. I have an oil catch can from Paragon Performance. I have the lowering springs, which is 1-inch drop and a little stiffer. I have recently put on the Soul Performance cats. So that really was one of the biggest differences. I mean, obviously the Paragon titanium exhaust definitely adjusted the tone and gave it a little more volume, but it mostly adjusted the tone of the exhaust. But the Soul Cats, that woke the car right up. That really gave it some volume. So I'm very happy with where the car sits in terms of volume, but still considering getting headers in the future. I'm still really considering it because this is going to be a track car. I'm building this thing for the track. So headers might be a good option. Little extra horsepower in the high RPMs, which is what you're going to be in when you're tracking, and even more incredible volume when you get the headers on. And really quick, back to the titanium exhaust. Part of the problem that I was having with it included the browning of the carbon on the tips. And so I actually reached out to Paragon and they sent me new tips, and I went from the gloss carbon to now the matte carbon. So those are now on there, so it looks good. Nothing really changed on the inside of the car, we just have the carbon fiber interior trim. Although I do now have the R8 radar detector mounted. I got the mount that goes like up, clips on the rear view or whatever. I do not have it hardwired to the mirror because I heard horror stories of, you know, something going on with the R8 drawing too much power or whatever, and it ruins the mirror. Anyway, I don't want to deal with it. And that way also, when you're at the track, I don't need a wire hanging. I just take that whole thing off. Now, I do want to quickly also mention that we do officially have 2 sponsors for the car now. One of them is ProClip, which I've been using for a while now. I had their mount in my ZL1 before I had the C8, and of course we had the install video of the wireless charger and console mount here. I mean, it literally held my phone in while I was ripping around the track at like 120 miles an hour. So obviously the mount works very well. So highly recommend, if you're looking for a phone mount, just go to ProClip. I'm sure they have something that you can use in your car, but most of the time they have a custom built mount for your car. It isn't the cheapest phone mount that you can get, but I guarantee it's the best one that you can get for sure. I have been really wanting to get some rims for the C8. The stock rims on the C8 are heavy to say the least, and rotational mass is not what you want when you're tracking the car. And honestly, it just doesn't, it's not really that appealing. It was cool at first, you know, having the black rims, but the stock look is getting old, and I was ready to kind of start looking at some rims. So went on a search, and at the end of the day, we ended up getting a sponsor, which is Apex Racing. So Apex Racing recently just released the new VS5RS forged rims, and they had a group buy for them. They're giving everyone who ordered through the group buy $400 off plus free shipping. And forged rims for the price that they're at and for the look, I honestly couldn't be happier. So we're going to be getting those probably at the end of the month, maybe early September. They're actually going to go on the car, hopefully right before our next track day, which is in late September. We're going to Buttonwillow. As soon as the rims come in, though, I want to get them ceramic coated. And then obviously we're going to be getting some new tires. I think I'm going with the Supercar 3s, which were on the ZL1, and I love those tires. That thing, I mean, for how much power the ZL1 has, it's pretty incredible how well the Supercar 3s were able to handle all that power. And I was considering getting the Supercar 3R, but kind of want to have a little more mileage than like 2,000 to 3,000 miles or like 2 track days on a set of tires. I can't afford that for sure right now. But anyway, we are going to quickly go ahead and install these new clamps. I'll do a little startup so you can finally hear the thing. Man, I don't even think I posted anything unless you watched the track video, and you could really barely hear it through that. But I haven't posted anything, at least with the Sport Cats installed. There's the titanium. It's looking great, aside from the clamps though. So this is a clamp that came from the tips. So of course there's some clamps on the tips here. Not sure if you can actually see them, but they're back there, right there. There's one of them. And the other one, yeah, so they're all clamped on like that. And these clamps that they gave me are the clamps that you're supposed to use on the actual X-pipe connections. But because they have been adjusted so much and they were failing, they had to send me new ones because they all snapped and I had to replace them. Otherwise I was going to be driving without any clamps. Yeah, it's been a nightmare. I can't wait to make that video. Again, nothing against Paragon. They've really have been super helpful trying to resolve all these problems. But I'm going to be lying if I say it wasn't a nightmare. So yeah, we got to get all these clamps off one at a time, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the 4 new ones they gave me on. So yeah, let's do that really quick. Oh yeah, also really quick, you can see we took out the like grill that was back here. I just figured, you know, it'd be a lot cooler looking, especially with the titanium. You can actually just see it through the back instead of it being all covered up. So another little mod we did. All right, so there's one of them right there. All right, so we got all the old clamps off, and here are the differences actually. You can see, so this is one that was on the tip. Just zoom in here. This one was on the tip, and you can see it says 7479. And then these were the originals that were on the exhaust, SS304, which I'm assuming means stainless steel 304. And it definitely feels more significant than the other one. So yeah, looks like we had this one original, so this is also not original. This just says 7479. So 2 exhaust tip clamps, and this one's stripped, like literally it snapped. So it was pretty much just hanging on by friction with that jammed into there. So yeah, I literally only had one left that wasn't snapped. This is the original last clamp that I had. So we got one more to put on, but the others are on. So we got one there, one there. That's the one we're putting on right now, and then the other one right there. And also forgot to mention the other thing that we put on was the blackout heat shielding. And I actually didn't even have much of a choice to put that on, but that's going to be part of the exhaust video. And also, actually, keep forgetting, there's so many things that we did. That's the problem. I haven't been keeping up to date. We got underglow. So that's what that is. The underglow strip. So you'll definitely be seeing more of that too. Alright, so of course the battery died on the main camera, and I'm not going to go run upstairs to get another one right now, so we're just going to finish this off on the phone. So we got all the new clamps installed. I'll show you really quick. So there they are. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Brand new clamps, tightened as much as I could without them snapping. Here's the old ones. So the difference between these is there's definitely a difference between the weight and just the material. This is a lot thicker on the ones that are supposed to go on the X pipe, and the tip ones are just not as strong. But this is a 14 millimeter bolt, and these are 13 millimeter bolts. So yeah, so let's just do start up, and then we'll end it there. So this is a cold start after sitting for 4 days.